welcome back to the Adventurers, the Temple of Chac. This is going to be the first turn, and I made one little error in the introduction, and that was had to do with Leah Rice's ability. I said this was leap. It is in fact sprint, and what it means is anytime, once per game, she can move one space. But you have to follow the movement rule, so she can't move diagonally because that's a special ability. All right, let's, I guess, begin. And the first thing we do on a turn, we're going to start with Bill Baker. He's here, and then we're going to go to Puccio, then Leah, and then Len. And so if we were playing different characters, of course, I'm playing all four. The character then with the first player, which I'm saying right now is Bill Baker, would roll 5 dice. And everybody's load level is at 2 right now. So every die that shows a 2+ is going to give each character one action. So it means to roll 5 dice. And we see here I have a 1, 2, 4, 5, and a 6. That means every character is going to get 4 actions because the 1 is not going to help. All right, so let me zoom in on the board here. And they start off, of course, in the entranceway, and they head into the closing wall room. So let me readjust, and we will start with Bill Baker. He gets 4 actions. And so the actions in this room is you can move, you can decipher a glyph in the line that you are in, or you can take a treasure from the room. So those are the 3 actions that you can perform in the sliding wall room. So let me readjust, and we'll get to Bill taking his 4 actions. All right, so of course the very first thing of the 4 actions that Bill Baker is going to do is, of course, he's going to take 1 step into the room. And there he is. He is on this particular glyph. And I think, so that's 1 of 4. He has 3 actions left. I think his second action is he is going to retrieve a treasure. And you go over to the decks of cards set off to the side, grab the corresponding symbol on the back of that. And we're going to show you this. Bill has found a chest, and what you do with a chest is if you escape the dungeon or the temple, you get to roll a d6 at the end to see how much that chest is worth. So it can be worth between 1 and 6 gold points or treasure points or whatever. So that was his second action. He has 2 more. I think he's going to move 1 more space along. And then he's going to decipher this glyph. So his 4th action. And so we're going to look at this glyph, and we're going to see what it is. You get to look at it for like 5 seconds or something. So it looks like a little man with a couple of half moons on the bottom side. So now he needs to remember that, that is actually a trap in the lava room. And the lava room, of course, is over here. And we'll get to that as we round the corner. All right. So that's basically takes care of Bill's turn. He has 1 treasure now. And now we're over to Puccio, and he gets 4 actions as well. And I think what we're going to do for him is, of course, first action, he's going to move into the room. Second action, he's going to grab a treasure. And we're going to play from Bill Baker's perspective. So we're going to grab this treasure. They are supposed to go face down for all players. So nobody really knows who has what value of treasure. So that was his second action. His third action, he's pretty greedy. He's going to grab another treasure. Start stocking up early. He has 2 now. And for his final action, he will, in fact, move 1 more space. All right. That is 2 of our 4 characters moved. Next up is Leah. And Leah, of course, first of 4 actions, she's going to move into the room. And she is going to take a look at the glyph for her second action. Of course, we're not going to see that. And she will then know which location in the lava room is a trap tile. For her third action, she's going to grab a treasure with a corresponding card to it. She doesn't want to get left behind in the treasure department. And then for her 4th and final action, she will also move up here in the room. And now, lastly, we're at Len Zhou Yao. I think that's how you say it. Probably not. And, of course, first action moves in here. Second action, he's going to move here. Third action, he's going to actually tear right along up here. And for his fourth action, he's going to grab one of the treasure cards corresponding to the symbol on the floor there. And that is going to be all 4 actions for all 4 of our characters. And now at the end of the turn, a couple of things are going to happen. The first thing that's going to happen is I will, well, I guess I can do that down here. The walls are going to start closing in. And there is a card deck, which has all been shuffled. And these cards correspond to the walls closing in. So the orange arrows correspond to this wall, which is close to the lava room. And the gray arrow corresponds to this wall, which is the other side. We flip 3 of these cards at the end of each turn. And so the first card, you see, is blank. So walls don't move. The second card shows 1 arrow that is orange, which means this wall goes and moves in 1 space. It's wobbling. And then the third card is again blank. So that means no other walls move. So I'm just going to take these off the board now, put them back, and these cards, of course, are used. So that is the walls moving in. So the one wall moved 1. If it moves 2 more spaces, it will cut off the room. This one moves 1, 2, 3 spaces. Of course, the 2 walls will close. Anyone left inside there will be crushed. And now the final thing that happens on a turn is, yes, when they went through the entrance door, the boulder began to move. And how the boulder moves, on the first turn, you're going to roll 1 die. If you get a 3+ on the die, the boulder will move 1 space. And on the second turn, you're going to use 2 dice, third turn 3 dice, fourth turn 4 dice, fifth turn 5 dice, until finally you're rolling 5 dice every turn. And of course the boulder moves on a 3+, going to start motoring along pretty quick. So right now we're going to roll 1, and of course you didn't see that, but it was a 3. And so our boulder begins its journey, and it's going to go from here to here. So it starts rolling down the path, and of course it has a path that goes around here. And yeah, so let me zoom out a little bit. And I think that is going to conclude our first turn. All right, so nothing too earth-shattering happening here. Of course, the wall starts sliding in a little bit, the boulder starting to move. And we have our adventurers that are collecting treasure. And of course, we want to get as much treasure as we can carry that doesn't load us down so much so we can't outrun the boulder. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for turn 2 when we continue along the wall room. Or possibly 1 or 2 of the adventurers may actually get out of the wall room and start moving around the other side of the board. Because there are, if you look here, there's of course the lava room, which has treasures in it, and there's these alcoves that you can go in and try and collect these specific treasures as well. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Join me next time for turn 2 of The Adventurers, the Temple of Chac.